Hello and welcome to Parent Involvement in Education Module 1's mini lecture. This week you are required to read Chapter 3 and 6 of Epstein's School, Family, and Communication Partnerships. In this week's reading, we learned that studies indicate that students whose parents are more involved in their learning get better grades and higher scores on their tests, more so standardized tests. If you take a second to read this, it shares that there is a positive correlation between academic success and family involvement. Amongst the two, as I've already shared, are increased grades and higher standardized test scores. In addition to that, there is a positive attitude and outlook on learning, greater levels of communication, which means there's greater levels of communication between parents, teachers, and students as they all develop social skills. And there's a sense of pride and accomplishments after completing tasks. There is also a downside to parents not perceiving education as the most essential or a positive attitude in general. When there is a negative perception of education or a disconnect between a parent or caregiver and their child or children's learning, it can result in children feeling unmotivated to learn or they're disengaged from the curriculum. As you know, Bogenschneider studied 8,000 high school students. Granted, this is an elementary school course or a course geared towards the students in an elementary school setting. However, in Bogenschneider's study, we learned that when parents are involved in their teen schooling, the kids reported higher grades in school, which further demonstrates the need and positive outlook for education. According to the Center for Public Education, parents can be involved in education to model positive attitudes towards learning in 6 key areas. That includes parenting, communicating, volunteering, learning at home, decision-making, and community collaboration. First, parenting. It happens when parents and schools, or the schools, help the families with their parenting skills. This includes providing information on the children's developmental stages, as well as offering advice on friendly learning home environments. So granted, as I've said this already, this is a K-5 course. It focuses on that grade level. However, according to Piaget, a psychologist, there are 4 stages of cognitive development. It's the sensory motor, the pre-operational, concrete operational, and number 4, formal operational. At these stages in a child's life or adolescent or adult, we learn differently. If you are a parent involved in the school or the school is suggesting these to you, it's important that we utilize these tools. We can learn a lot from one another as a learning community. The next, communicating. Parents and teachers can work to educate families about their child's progress, so parent-teacher conferences, weekly updates. School services and providing opportunities for parents to communicate with the school. You may use Class Dojo as a communication tool. Emails, phone calls home, letters home, whichever may be the most effective for you. We will focus more on the communication aspect between parents and teachers further into this course. We're going to briefly pass over it now and focus on volunteering. This ranges from offering opportunities for parents to visit their child's school to find ways to recruit and train them to work in the school or classroom. That means parent-teachers, the association that they might have in the building, career days, if there's a school tour that needs to go on, any way that a parent can volunteer in the school to show that it's a positive environment for children to participate in. Learning at home. When schools and educators share ideas to promote at-home learning, through high expectations and strategies, parents can monitor and help with homework. So, students may need guidance at home. When the teacher is not available to be there and guide that student, that means that the parent should take on the role of promoting learning at home. Rather than saying give up or I don't know, he or she, the parent that is, can help their child and or children succeed. Decision making. Schools include families as partners in school organizations, advisory panels, and similar committees. So I have put here the PTA, the Parent Teacher Association, where parents and teachers work together to improve the quality of the school. Rather than exclude parents from what occurs, the PTA involves parents. This will promote, again, a positive learning environment for the kids. Children will see what happens when parents and teachers work together. That way they can work with their teachers, with their parents, with their peers to promote learning. Again, they feel involved in the decisions that are going on and they are not excluded, which is essential for parents because they don't want to be left in the dark around their child's education. The community collaboration, another excellent tool to use. Schools are in a community. That means they can reach out to the community or to businesses and encourage family participation in that community center. That can include maybe nurses come to talk about the importance of health and being healthy and taking care of yourself. Parents can be involved in this discussion as well. That way they can teach their children at home, how can we be healthy? Or whichever that mentor may be that's coming in to visit the school. To conclude this module's discussion and overview, it's important that we know that no matter where a parent or caregiver stands socioeconomically or where they come from culturally, when they are involved in their child's learning, the child is more likely to enroll in higher education programs. So we set students off to be lifelong learners at the youngest age when we are including parents. They are promoted to the next grade or even at their career. They earn credits, meaning if they are in a higher education program, they are continuing and constantly growing as learners, earning credits for their degree. They attend school regularly without being absent or without making excuses as to why they will not want to be there or they do not want to be there. They develop better social skills. They can communicate what is occurring or any problems or confusions they have with the content or even with their peers. Lastly, they are able to adapt in an academic setting. They are no longer sitting there embarrassed or fearful to share their thoughts. Instead, we encourage the kids to communicate what is going on, which is what ties into developing a better social skill or social skills. Again, before I end this discussion, you should have read the two required readings as well as the chapters for this module. After viewing this, reading all of the assigned material, then you should now go and engage with the discussion board. Make sure that your thoughts are your thoughts and you are citing the appropriate authors. You will be required to watch a video that asks you as a thinker and a learner to really reflect on what you learned and what the video shares to contribute to the discussion. Please, if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me. My email address is on the front of our course page. You can ask your classmates also. I'm available for questions at any point and I will get back to you as soon as I can.